Let's have a look at the Mumbai team. The Mumbai team's been keeping it pretty honest through the season. Yes, haven't made too many changes. They were very consistent. They were very consistent in their team selection. They were very consistent with their play, their style of play, their strategy. Joy, I think this has just been the consistent team in every manner.
Yeah, look, I think 2-3 things they have. They have a huge support staff. But over the years, I think from about 13-14 onwards, they've worked out who has to do what. In the early years of Mumbai, there used to be a lot of trouble as to, everyone wanted territory. I think that territory battle has been sorted out. And they have two very calm people there, Mahela Jayawardene and Zahir Khan, who spent a lot of time with us. And what's happened is nobody panics after a result. Rohit Sharma is also a calm guy. So nobody panics. You win, you lose, and they basically go and say, it's a kind of team who go and do their job. And they'll win someday. Someday somebody will produce an absolute miracle to beat them. Doesn't matter. They'll go there, they'll do their job, they'll come away. So there's an equanimity to that team that reflects in the way they play their game. And I think that's what's happening. And I just love Mumbai's was not always the first few years the best dressing room atmosphere. Today, I think it's an example for a lot of the other teams.
That's a great point. And if you just look at their win-loss and if you just look at their journey through the first 14 games of this league, you see, this is the thing, Harsha. This is what is so exciting. They were such a dominant team in the first half. They still are such a dominant team. Their only losses were super overs, right? I mean, they lost the game with Chennai. Yeah, they lost their first game with Chennai,
which is like that traditional chess move, pawn to king 4 or whatever. You lose the first game, so it's okay.
That's what
so you're right. Look till October 23. The matches that they've won, 10 wickets, 8 wickets, 5, 57, 34, 48, 49. They've all won easy. Even after that, see, they won by 5 wickets. And yesterday, it was like an Amar Akbar Anthony. Someone swapped the clothes on the way and different musicians came along.
I just want to add one more thing to that. When we look at it, that game that they lost to Rajasthan, they effectively lost to a Ben Stokes innings that you get once in a couple of seasons, right? You're blown away by a storm, literally. And then their only genuine sort of bad game, so to speak, was last night, as you're saying.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
it was last night. I see 2 issues before them. One is Rohit Sharma. Is Rohit Sharma going to be 100%? Or consider the unthinkable, can they actually say we can play without Rohit Sharma? But that's one factor. The second factor is Hardik Pandya not bowling is still hurting them. It got covered up by the magnificence of Bolt and Bumrah and Pattinson's start of the season, Rahul Chahar being efficient. But now it's just starting to show a little bit. They're missing those 2-3 overs. So if you see off Bolt Bumrah and not lose wickets, there are runs to be had against some of the other bowlers. Also, as you said, one Stokes innings, we're at the stage of the tournament where one innings can blow somebody out.
Yeah.
So that's something for them to worry. But they have people who can play those innings.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've had them. They've got it from Surya. They got it from Ishan Kishan. I think they got it from Quinny once as well. They've got Pollard and Hardik who've been knocking those sixes around all the time. I think with their bowling, what also got covered was that they got the overs out of Pollard. They haven't got too many in the previous few seasons. He really used the conditions well. He's just such a clever bowler. And Krunal Pandya was it's like illegible, right? You just can't read. What Krunal is going to bowl. He bowled a bouncer yesterday.
Yeah, poor Quinton de Kock.
Without telling the keeper. Should have indicated to the keeper. Right? Yeah. And also, I think he forgot that he was going to a left-handed batsman. So he went it way down leg. But I think to a right-handed batsman, that would have been a really good delivery. A shock, surprise delivery. But I think what has happened is that a little bit of understanding of those as well, I think, which happens in 14 games. And they are, perhaps, if you were to nitpick, those were the things that you would take out. But the good point for them, which is just amazing, and I think this is, again, another compliment to Mumbai and their style of management, which is the fact that they've had Surya and Ishan, their 2 uncapped players, give you more than 400 runs. So I think this is the first time ever that 2 uncapped players in a team have given you more than 400 runs. And Joy, you've been with the team for 6 years. I mean, just what kind of culture do you need?
Yeah. So I think you need...
So comfortable.
So I think what you need to really be comfortable is exactly calmness there and belief. Remember, Ishan was not even the starter. I mean, Saurav Tiwari started ahead of him. He got in there because of an injury and then he he walked in there to the team. But I'll tell you one thing. Why do have you ever asked yourself the question, why do uncapped players not get 400 runs on a regular basis? Paul Walthati did it for 1 year. Somebody does it for 1 year here and there. Why don't they get it? The reason they are not usually capped is because they are not usually consistent enough to give you runs on a regular basis. That's why you play for India. You play for India as a batsman because you pile up runs on a regular basis. You don't get it because you have talent. Everyone at this level has talent. So when you see a guy out there, you say, you know what, this guy's playing for India because he's made 600, 700, 800, 900 runs over the last 3 years. Now, if you haven't done that, then you're not playing for India. That's when you're an uncapped player. So to make 400 runs, you don't make one big innings. You need 5, 6, 7 innings in which you contribute. And that's what's unique, that these guys, for uncapped players, they have shown consistency. Both these two and Devdutt Padikkal, that is quite astonishing. I mean, it's not something you see every year.
Which brings me to the question, Harsha, that what more does Surya have to do to get an India cap? He has had 3 brilliant seasons. He's been getting runs at the domestic level. Syed Mushtaq Ali, he's got runs. What more must Sky do?
Needs to be more consistent round the year. There's a lot of players who've got more runs than him in Vijay Hazare and Syed Mushtaq Ali. See, someone like a Padikkal has got almost 200 runs more than him in those tournaments. What he needs to do now is score 100 in one of the remaining games. And just make it impossible. There's the old parallel. Stop knocking on the door, just break it down. So I think he needs to break it down now. He's knocked long enough. Get an 80, 90, 100 match-winning innings in a playoff. And then there's no door that can withstand you. That's what he's got to think. If he starts to sit in the dressing room and say, "Mere ko nahi le raha," then he'll score a 22.
Yeah. He did. He got it last year. First playoff against Chennai. I think he got a 70-odd match-winning game over there. Yeah. And on a tricky.
Joy talked about what is right in a change room. It's happened before. 2 uncapped players doing very well with Ambati Rayudu and Saurabh Tiwari when they're batting 3 and 4 long ago. 2010, 2011, 10 thereabouts. Yeah, these 2 guys did very well. But it's a knockout. I think Mumbai still should fancy themselves if they can get Pandya and Pollard to maybe start coming in 10th, 11th over. If Pandya is not bowling, then he should bat 5 come what may.
Yeah,
you can't say if I'm 25 for 3, I'll send someone else. No, let him. I mean, he's playing as a batsman, right? If you're playing as a batsman, you bat at 5. You're not playing as a 20-ball batsman. You're playing as a batsman.
Yep, very valid point. But will they do that? Will Hardik even play? That's the question that we have to ask.
We don't know how bad the injury is, to be honest.
Correct.
I don't know if it's an injury or he's just resting.
He can only come at 5 if he's in the 11. Is he going to be in the 11 or not? Well, anyway, that's for tomorrow.